Football is a very tough and intense sport, and it might seem that it has little to no room for anything extraordinary. That is why today we would like to bust this myth and show you the most unusual and unbelievable things football stadiums have ever seen. But first we would like you to answer our question. Back in the 80s, this player did something we'll most likely never see again. He actually played 2 competitive matches in one day. First, he played for his national team in a Euro qualifier in Prague and then took a flight to West Germany to play a cup game for his club. Who are we talking about? Hansi Flick, Lothar Matthäus, Jürgen Klinsmann, Mark Hughes? Feel free to leave your answers in the comments, and now get ready for watching. Let's begin with the most epic of all sliding tackles performed by the great English defender Sol Campbell. His national team played Croatia, and Sol was so desperate to dispossess Olic that he went for his never-ending tackle, sliding towards the goal line and out of the pitch. Cristiano Ronaldo once got into 3 funny stories in one La Liga game against Villarreal. Los Blancos were 2-0 ahead 75 minutes in, and Ronaldo decided to put on a show for his home crowd. After the ball bounced back from the bar, he smashed it in with his palm, as if he was playing volleyball. Then, when the cameraman showed us Cristiano's torso, we could see the hole in his kit, so the Portuguese had to change it. He ran to the sideline and was given another kit, but noticed that it was a wrong one, with Sergio Ramos' name on it. A moment later, Ronaldo was given the right one and got back to the game, though it would have been funny to see 2 Ramoses playing for Real Madrid. You must have already seen many different animals invading the football pitch, but how do you like this story, which took place in a Bulgarian league game? A cow showed up on the pitch. Unlike it was with smaller animals, no player or steward dared to take the intruder away. So first the cow ran down to the left wing in Gareth Bale's fashion, and then lay down on the grass for lunch. But that wasn't the end of it. A moment later there came a dog which didn't look that happy with the cow's behavior. As it turned out, there was a herd of cattle passing by the stadium. In February 2012, the Nigerian Joel Obi got a taste of true winter. The striker tried to save the ball for Inter, but the laws of physics got him out of the pitch as he landed right into a pile of snow. As we can see on the replay, there was some huge snow drifts not far from the sideline, but Joel got back into the game with a cap of snow on his head as if nothing had happened. As for these Launchmen, he managed to surprise Thiago Alcantara with his skills. The Spaniard headed to the Launchmen to get the ball, but the ref's assistant decided to show off a bit and juggle the ball before giving it to Thiago. The Spaniard's face pretty much speaks for itself. In case you've already heard about this Holstein substitute player whose unlucky touch gave away a penalty, here's another story of that kind, but with a happier ending, thanks to Thomas Müller's agility. Bayern played Bayer Leverkusen, and Chicharito's first time shot went wide. The ball was about to hit Thomas Müller, who was warming up, but the German had just enough time to react as he managed to dodge the ball at the last moment. And now we suggest you to take a look at these and try to guess what's wrong with this keeper, and then we'll tell you what actually happened.
Đây có thể là những tình huống hài hước nhất của V-League. Tuấn Anh được các cầu thủ.
So it all started with the referee's decision. 80 minutes in, a penalty was given. The score was 2-2, and the Ho Chi Minh players were sure there was no contact. They rushed to the referee objecting, but as you would expect, it wasn't enough to make him change his mind. That is why the keeper deliberately turned away from the taker in protest. After that, the Ho Chi Minh players gave the ball to their opponents and stood still. The away team striker got the ball and approached the keeper, who instead of trying to save it, made a roll right in front of him. A moment later, there came another attack, and the keeper simply left his penalty area that time. It all looked so ridiculous that the referee had to blow the final whistle as the game ended 5-2. The funny thing about this story is that the Vietnam Football Federation decided not to punish the ref while the Ho Chi Minh chairman resigned from his post and the players were fined. And what do you think? Was the referee's decision justified? Let us know in the comments. Now this is how you mark your opponent, even laying down on the pitch. Joel Matip fouled the Burnley attacker Ashley Barnes. They fell down and a free kick was awarded. The Cameroonian intended to get up at once, but Barnes grabbed his leg while talking to the referee, so Matip had to lie down for a moment longer. The Serie A match was a real tragicomedy. Spezia played Inter and made a substitution 60 minutes in. The Angolan striker Mbala Zola came in, but a few minutes later the referee Fabio Marinesco noticed Zola's earring, so he asked the player to take it off. Mbala spent a couple of minutes on the touchline, fiddling with his ear, but nothing helped. Even the medical staff was unable to take his earring off. In the end, Thiago Motta's patience ran thin, so the Spezia coach subbed Nzola back. There is a post on the player's Instagram with a picture of that very earring. It seems that it was that very small thing on his tragus that made the earring so difficult to take off, as he was allowed to play with his piercing covered by a tape. Maradona's solo goal against England, Messi's dribbling versus Getafe, Gareth Bale's run against Barcelona. Those are goals we have seen all many times, so now it's time for something new. A few years ago, the Benfica midfielder Rafa Silva dribbled the ball for 83 meters and scored. He made an interception in his own half, entered Usain Bolt's mode and ran towards the opponent's box, paying little attention to his three opponents. At the end of it, there came a precise shot in the bottom corner. To sum it up, Rafa only needed 11 seconds and 11 touches to cover the distance of 83 meters. If you're a fan of English football, you probably know Mike Dean. Though he's one of the strictest Premier League referees, today we would like to tell you more about his funny side. So how do you like this? It was as if Mike Dean was celebrating Tottenham's goal against Aston Villa. And in this Arsenal-Tottenham game, Dean actually looked like a fan. Take a look at his emotions at the moment the ball went in. And as for the Swansea-Man United match, he let the home team play on, but once the West side lost the ball, his frustration made him look like a Swansea coach rather than a referee. And now to something completely unexpected from Harry Maguire. Or should we say something most expected? It's Harry Maguire after all. This episode is from the Man United Atletico Champions League game. Herrera sent the ball into the Red Devils' box, and he was about to go out of play for a goal kick. But Maguire decided to turn it into a corner, despite Angel Correa not being a threat at all. What a moment of genius from the Englishman. 85 minutes in, Julian Nagelsmann decided to give his leaders some rest ahead of the Champions League as he subbed off Kingsley Coman and Corentin Tolisso, but brought in Marcel Sabitzer and Niklas Zolas. The game resumed, but less than a minute later the referee blew his whistle. The players were confused and came up to the ref to sort it out, but a few moments later he explained there were 12 Bayern players on the pitch for as much as 16 seconds. As we can see on this picture, there were indeed 11 outfield players in black and the keeper. While the Freiburg footballers were having a chat with the referee, Coman realized that it was all because of him and rushed to the bench. As it later turned out, the Bayern team manager Kathleen Kruger gave the wrong numbers and the fourth official didn't check them, so instead of Coman's number 11, there came his old number 29, which wasn't assigned to any Bayern player. Another story of that kind happened to Real Madrid. In 2017 they played Cadiz and Zidane subbed off the injured Marcelo for Vasquez and Luka Modric for Borja Mayoral. The problem was that Luka Modric didn't leave the pitch. Luckily, the match official Mateo Laos noticed that before long as he counted the Real Madrid players right after the substitutions were made. And finally, we would like to tell you this unbelievable story. A League One Sheffield Wednesday Wigan match was halted by a cat that was running circles, avoiding the players until one of them showed Kurt Zuma how you should treat animals. He gently picked up the cat and handed it to the staff. Nothing special, you might say, but that wasn't the end of it. As it turned out, the cat's name was Topsy and she had been lost for 7 months. Her owner's relatives saw the match on TV and noticed a cat that looked exactly like Topsy. The next day, the owner, Alison Japp, got a call from the local vets who had found Topsy, scanned her microchip, found out the name of her owner and returned the cat home after some treatment. As you can see, there's always place for surprise in football, despite all its passion and competitiveness. Please let us know in the comments which one of these stories you found the most amazing. Dear friends, feel free to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button if you enjoyed our videos, as that will help its promotion and allow you to get a notification once our new video is out. That's it for today, but there's a bunch of other videos we have on our channel, so don't hesitate to check them out.